A very good morning to you all, and welcome to another edition of the Digital Economy and Innovation. I apologize for the late starting of this program. However, we've got a lot of interesting things for you today, okay? We continue discussing open source software, and just because we dive deeper, before we dive deeper into the open source software, I just want to make an announcement that the long-awaited cybersecurity awareness course, online course, is now ready. As you can just see on the screens, you can access my course, the course that I created, as a cybersecurity awareness course. You can access it on udemy.com. However, if you want a quick link to it, then just go to my Instagram page, all right? Go to my Instagram page. There is a link there that takes you straight to udemy.com. Now, for you who don't know who udemy.com is, it's the world's biggest Skillshare platform. It's the world's biggest platform where any citizen of planet Earth can learn a skill, okay? Now, this course that I created is the first course ever done by an African, okay? When you go to Udemy, if you want to search for cybersecurity, you're not going to find any course done by an African except mine. It's the first course ever done by an African, all right? So it is an achievement not only for Zambia, but for an African. You get what I'm saying? It is an achievement for Africa. So you people who've been asking me, like, where can we learn cybersecurity awareness? Well, now you have somewhere where you can learn cybersecurity awareness, all right? You have to go to udemy.com. You can either search, you can search my name if you want, type Tambo Ngambi, okay? And my courses will come up. I've got more than one course there, okay? In other things as well, of course. But for those of you who say, no, last year we did a cybersecurity awareness course, cybersecurity is not something that you learn once and, forget and just, live with it. Cybersecurity is not like that. My recommendation is that every year, every human being on planet Earth who uses digital instruments, especially those which access the internet, needs cybersecurity awareness training once a year. If you are a manager, if you are a chief executive officer, or a member of an executive team in a large company, my advice to you is that every single year, everyone who uses computers in your organization needs to undergo cybersecurity awareness training. Because cybersecurity changes all the time. The threats change all the time. And as the threats change, education changes as well, all right? So cybersecurity does not begin and end there. It's like playing football. Today, the ball is somewhere else. You start to chase it. The moment you start chasing it, you find it's changed goalposts. It's gone to the other goalpost. The moment you head towards the other goalpost, you're going to find, hey, it's moved to the other goalpost. That's how cybersecurity is, okay? It's a moving target all the time. We play the football, okay? We play the football game all the time. We chase the ball, all right? So when you get cybersecurity awareness training, okay, it doesn't mean you're done, okay? You need to go through cybersecurity awareness training every year. If you are an organization and you want to stay, upfront in your defense measures, all right? Not only do you need very good perimeter security, you also need cybersecurity awareness, all right, training. And in fact, what's even more important today is not the perimeter security. Most of the attacks which have managed to enter into large organizations are because the members of staff have not been adequately trained in cybersecurity awareness, all right? And that's why I created this course and put it somewhere where the whole globe can access it and rate it. You get what I'm saying? It is a way for me to not only give back to Zambia, but it's also a way for me to give back to planet Earth. You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't really matter where someone is a residence in, whether someone is Japanese, someone is Indian, someone is American, British, Brazilian. Everyone can access my course. and get blessed, you know what I'm saying, and get trained, all right? In particular, my concern has really been for here, my country, Zambia, all right? People kept on asking me, where can we get cybersecurity awareness training from? And I couldn't answer them because there's just nowhere in Zambia. There's just nowhere I could name. You get what I'm saying? And besides, I didn't want the situation whereby, you know, people have to fork out too much money. You get what I'm saying? That's why I said, okay, I'm gonna make a course that is deep, all right, and meant for people who don't have technical skills, all right. So you don't need to have technical skills to go through my course, okay. All you need is to be a person who uses a computer. Then I'm gonna bring you up, okay, in 2.5 hours. By the time the 2.5 hour period is done, okay, you will be cybersecurity aware, all right? And not only that, I've created sections, and after each section, I give you a test, all right? So you will be writing a test, and I will know from the platform that so-and-so wrote a test and either passed or failed, all right? I will know, okay? And if you got problems, there's a way of asking questions on the same platform. So you can still talk to me even on that platform, all right? There will be a fee, of course, all right? And the reason why there has to be a fee, because we have to deter people who just want to abuse the information, okay? So we need people who are serious and they are really out to be cybersecurity aware, okay? That's why we have put a small fee there, but it's really small, all right? Now, I want to just let you watch this video. This video that I want you to watch is about cyber threats in the United States. Now, the reason why I want you to watch this video is because of the information that's in this video, the contents of this video, all right? So, Mr. Director, let's have video 1, please.
A group taking responsibility for the hack of a federal library website over the weekend. Contessa Brewer has more on the rising cyber attack risks from HQ for us. Contessa.
Hi there, Morgan. Yeah, the White House and the FBI have not yet commented, but if this is Iran's work, it is only a hint of all that Iran's cyber army is capable of. Defense intelligence experts are predicting wide-ranging attacks that in the past have targeted banks, oil, universities, even Sheldon Adelson's casino, Las Vegas Sands. Homeland Security issued a terror alert this weekend, warning of Iran's long history in cyber attacks. Quote, Iran maintains a robust cyber program and can execute cyber attacks against the United States. Iran is capable, at a minimum, of carrying out attacks with temporary disruptive effects against critical infrastructure in the United States. Now, even before this crisis with Iran, hackers were doing real damage to governments and business around the world. In 2018, cybercrime cost the world $500 billion in economic damage. That's according to estimates by Marsh, far more than the $300 billion in economic losses from natural disasters. And yet, that same year, U.S. customers spent only $4 billion on cybersecurity insurance premiums, dwarfed by the $180 billion paid for property insurance premiums, which suggests that the risk of cyber losses is vastly underestimated. Experts tell me the threat to small business is even greater than to large companies like Marriott and Equifax, which saw major hacks last year. That's because smaller businesses have less protection and they're more vulnerable to incursion. I have in front of me, guys, a note from Evercore this morning warning about the hacker economics and talking about the real threat here to U.S. companies. We're likely to see this ratcheting up in the days and weeks ahead.
All right, I apologize. Okay, because the video did not start really like properly. We had some technical problem. Okay, now that video that we've just watched is about the United States. They are explaining the problems of cybersecurity in the United States. Okay, now I'm not looking at it from the political side of Iran, United States thing. No, that's not what I'm looking at. What I'm looking at is the information that they've given us. All right, now the information that they've given us is that cybersecurity, okay, in the year that they mentioned, okay, which is 2018, costed 500 billion. Okay, the damage caused by cybersecurity, okay, in 2018 costed 500 billion. Okay, now if the damage caused by cybersecurity is costed 500 billion, all right, it means that it should be taken very seriously because natural disasters only created damage worth 300 billion. Okay, so which is worse, natural disasters or cybersecurity problems? What is worse is cybersecurity problems. Okay, and the other takeaway that I want us to go away with is that they said that most companies, okay, when they took statistics of, the population, they found that 180 billion worth of insurance policies were made towards property, okay, and only 4 billion was made towards cyber threats. Okay, now look, when you insure your property, it means that if there is a natural disaster, okay, you are, protected. You get what I'm saying? But when there is a cyber threat, that's become something else. Okay, now if companies are not willing to take insurance to mitigate their cyber threats, okay, but they are more willing to take insurance to protect their property, it means that it means that natural disasters should be more of a bigger problem than cybersecurity. But in reality, it's not. It's actually cybersecurity, which is costing companies more than natural disasters. Meaning, what should be the strategic direction which companies should be taking? Is to be more cyber-secured. You get what I mean? But you see, the problem is that cybersecurity awareness, just the whole idea of cybersecurity, is a mind job. It requires someone's mind changing. It's a transformation. You start to transform and start to think different from the way you normally think. Now that takes time, all right? And because it takes time, you're going to find that the majority of chief executive officers, members of executives, the majority of them, they are not, cyber security trained. You see what I'm saying? So the whole idea of cybersecurity doesn't cross their mind that much. That's why most cyber attacks go through. You get what I'm saying? They go through simply because the thinking of most companies is that they shouldn't really bother much about cybersecurity. Now, as long as they keep thinking like that, they are actually helping the hackers. Because the hackers will be like, oh, we can pick a soft target, they are powerful, and they really pick one. You get what I mean? Now, my worry here is that the majority of Western countries have really started taking measures towards being extremely cyber secured. But in the third world, we're not seeing that. You get what I mean? We're not seeing that, you see? And what the malicious actors would do if they find that it becomes very difficult to cause harm or to rather to do their acts in developed countries, if it becomes very hard for them to do their acts in developed countries, then they're going to have to turn to where? Developing countries. You get what I'm saying? I know last year we had incidences where somebody just went and robbed the bank. An employee of a bank got away with a huge sum of money. Now, can we really sit down and think there was no internet radicalization involved in such an incident? No, we can't. Because definitely, when you analyze that incident, you clearly see that there must have been some internet radicalization. Because you know something, there is no way someone who stays in a country that uses some other currency would be interested in the kwacha. The kwacha is only viable here in Zambia. The moment you cross the border, you're out of here. The kwacha is useless. You get what I'm saying? You take your kwacha to Europe, no one's going to look at it. You go to build the change in Europe with a kwacha. People will be like, what's that? But you come to Zambia, it's money. We get paid and we do. Oh, our medium, it's our medium of exchange. You get what I'm saying? Now, someone who is a cyber criminal, obviously, will be like, why should we start getting the kwacha from people? Why don't we just radicalized people who can get that kwacha for us, turn it into foreign exchange for us, and bring it to us in dollars. You get what I'm saying? So you need to think deep. And that is why I created the cybersecurity awareness course, okay, which is available right now on udemy.com. Okay, now I'm just doing a favor to everyone, okay, who just don't know anything in cybersecurity awareness and they want to learn something. Go to my Instagram page, start following me. All right, there is a link there that leads you to somewhere where you can get help. Okay, there is a course. You can do that course. Okay, now back to the topic at hand. We are discussing open source softwares. All right, there is a lot of open source softwares out there. The world of open source software is so big, such that sometimes when I sit down, I'll be asking myself, like, who creates curriculums of, courses especially in third world countries like Zambia? Who creates them? Don't they know that open source software is so big right now, and they should be basing their courses on open source software and not closed source? Because the problem that's there is this. If you take a child to a college or a university, and that university is using, pirated, for example, office productivity software, all right, or even paid office productivity software, you see what I'm saying? I mean, how are the students going to be able to practice on their computers with using the same softwares? They're going to pirate, because most of the students won't have the money to go and pay for licenses. So the thoughts which are created by course providers, okay, go all the way down to the student starting to commit criminal activities. You see what I'm saying? But if the course provider provided the course which is based on open source, you know what? The student is going to look for open source and install on his or her computer. And they will be learning open source, free from viruses. You see what I'm saying? And legally free. But you know what? Course providers, especially in third world countries, they don't think that way. All they do is say, we're going to examine students on a closed source software, such as Microsoft Office. You get what I mean? And they're expecting the student to go and buy Microsoft Office on their personal computers or their home computers. If you don't have money, it's not going to happen. So why should we be causing a problem that we very well know that it will be a problem? Why don't we come up with a solution? Or syllabuses of colleges and schools, let them be open source. Unless it's something which is being done which exclusively requires closed source. You can teach someone open source and just tell them that, look, in an event where you go in a company that has enough money to spend and they are able to buy closed source software, then you can adapt what you have learned this way. You see what I'm saying? Because the problem that I face personally in the industry in this country where I'm in is that when I'm hired, for example, a company calls me and say, look, come on, just look at the way we work, okay? We have been told that the budget for our IT software is going to be this much. They'll show me. So this is a big figure, because one Microsoft Office productivity suite, professional version, costs 4,000 kwacha. 4,000. Now imagine if you have 20 computers. 4,000 times 20. That's 80,000 kwacha. You get what I mean? And I'll go there and I'll look and be like, 80,000 kwacha? What is it that you do that should be so important that you have to spend 80,000 kwacha? You get what I'm saying? And I find that all they deal with is just spreadsheets. And I'm like, you are spending 80,000 kwacha to do spreadsheets and make documents? That's a joke. Don't you know that there's LibreOffice, which is available for free and can carry out all these tasks that you're doing? And you know what? Some of them will be like, let's try it. Some of them will be like, it's probably something that is very unstable. Really? It's not unstable. It's been around for a long time. Open source software is run in your smartphones. Android is running your smartphones. Is it unstable? No. So the days of open source software being unstable are gone. Right now, it's extremely productive, stable, and really good. And it can save a lot of money to companies. It can create an opportunity for companies to do something else with that money that they could have used to buy closed source software. Okay? But of course, if a task is so, it can only be done, if a task can only be done with closed source software, then you can go closed source. Otherwise, the majority of the tasks, all you need is just open source software and you're done. Okay? So let's look at LibreOffice Calc. It's a spreadsheet software. All right? Now, LibreOffice Calc is a professional spreadsheet software, and I have created tutorials for you for LibreOffice Calc. In fact, I've created tutorials for you for LibreOffice Writer, LibreOffice Calc. Okay? I've created a whole lot of tutorials, but as you watch this program, as we progress, and follow me on my Instagram page, because that's where I reveal a lot of stuff. When I have something new, I will reveal it on my Instagram page and my YouTube channel. All right. Now, I am going to put some videos on my YouTube channels, okay, on my YouTube channel, that will allow you to just know, like, for example, you know, get some knowledge and know how to use LibreOffice Writer and LibreOffice Calc, okay? Right now, let's have a look at video 5, Mr. Director, please. Let's have video 5. Mr. Director, let's have video 5. Basically, in a spreadsheet, we have cells. Each of these boxes is known as a cell. Each cell has a column. I mean, each cell is part of a column and a row. If you look at it in terms of rows, we have number 1, number 2, and the numbers progress going further down. Now, if you look at it in terms of columns, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so forth. So, how do you identify a cell? How do you identify a cell? The first cell is called A1, meaning that the column is called A and the row is 1. The second cell is called B1, meaning that the column is B and the row is 1. The third cell is called C1, meaning the column is C and the row is 1. Suppose I picked something like here, this cell. What is the identity of this cell? The column is G and the row is 12. So it's a G12. Every cell that you see in a spreadsheet, all right, is identified by the value of its column and the value of its row. Okay? So, all right. Now for some of you who thought LibreOffice Calc can't do the work, it can't make the spreadsheet for you. No. You are living in the past. Okay? LibreOffice Calc can do your spreadsheet, and it can do it real good. So I just explained to you the spreadsheet cells, how you can identify them. Okay? Now, the same way we've identified the spreadsheet cells in LibreOffice is the same way you would identify them in Microsoft Office Excel. Okay? So if you have used Microsoft Office Excel and you look at the interface for LibreOffice Calc, it will look familiar. You get what I'm saying? It will look very familiar. Okay? Now, the only difference is LibreOffice Calc is free. All you have to do is just Google it, find it, download it, and install it. You know what I'm saying? You save money. Okay? And if I've saved you a lot of money, all right, please just buy an internet bundle and send it to my phone line. All right? If I've saved you a lot of money, buy me an internet bundle and send it to my phone line. Okay? The number is the number that keeps scrolling on the screen. Okay? I know it's not scrolling right now, but I'm sure it will scroll as time goes on. All right? Okay, now let's have a look at video 6. Video 6 is a demonstration of how to enter data into the cells. Okay, what I want you to do is to be up and running with LibreOffice Calc. Now, the only way I can make you get up and running for LibreOffice Calc is through this program and through the links I give you on my Instagram channel. Okay, if you have subscribed to my YouTube channel, you will be seeing the videos. I'll be posting the videos. Okay, because sometimes you find that when a video gets displayed on television, some things are cut off. Like this video we just got played, the numbers which represent the rows did not show up. All right, but if you watch the same video from my YouTube channel, all that is going to be clear. It's going to show up. Okay, so let's have video 6, Mr. Director, where we're going to look at entering data. Once you click on a cell, you can type something in it. Let's say I type 123. I type 123. You will see the number that you have typed appear, and at the same time, it will also appear in this bar, okay, the input line. All right. Now, if I go here, I type 56, it will appear in the input line as well as on the cell. In the cell. Okay. So basically, this is how you enter data. Okay, now let me try and change things around. Let me put, for example, I'm going to put date. You see that? Then here, I'm going to put, let me put opening balance. Okay. Now, can you see that opening balance is too long? It is longer than the space which the cell is providing. In order for me to comfortably have it inside one particular cell, I have to click on the boundary here. Okay? Now, what I have to do is to click and let it turn into these 2 arrows. All right? Just when I hover the mouse in the middle between B and C, the mouse pointer turns into 2 opposite pointing arrows. Once they appear, I simply have to click and drag to the right, okay? Until enough space has been created for the words that I typed inside the cell. So over here, I have date. It's comfortably, the letters are comfortably fitting inside the cell. And over here, I have opening balance, and the letters are comfortably fitting inside opening balance. Okay? Over here, I have blank space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type something in it. I double click until I see the cursor turn into this little straight line, which is blinking. Okay, so I can type new stock, I go in D, I can type sales, I go in E1, I can type returns, I go in F, I can type discount. Okay. G expenses. Okay. Total sales. Remember, when you want to type inside the cell, you have to double click on it, all right, until you see a blinking straight line, all right. Then you can type closing balance. Okay. closing balance. As you can see, closing balance has protruded outside the cell, so I have to hover this arrow. As you can see, I'm trying to hover over the border between I and J, but there is nothing coming out. What I have to do is to click in between I and J. You see now what happens? I have this arrow showing up, okay? This arrow, this double arrow. So I just click the double arrow to the right, okay? And there you are. I mean, I've managed to increase the space, okay? Now, I want to go a step further. When you are increasing the size of the cell, all you have to do is to just hover over the border. Once the arrow turns into, the cursor turns into double arrow, you just drag it to the right, okay? That's all. All right. So I've empowered you. If you've never used a spreadsheet before, or you didn't know what a spreadsheet was, now you know. And you've learned how to enter data, okay? We just created some column headings, okay? And basically, that's how you start a closing balance worksheet. In fact, my LibreOffice Calc course, which is also available online, okay, is a course that I created specifically to help someone who's never used, okay, a spreadsheet before. Someone who's never created a spreadsheet before, an absolute beginner, all right? And they want to learn. My course takes you up from 0 to somewhere, okay? At least after you do my course, you'll be able to make a spreadsheet. You'll be able to do arithmetic on the spreadsheet. You'll be able to create charts on the spreadsheet. So it is a full-fledged course meant to get you up and running quickly, okay? Not everyone has time to go in school. Some people just want the skill because they need to use it in their personal business. They don't really care about someone saying, no, we've certified you. They don't want any certification. What they want is a skill because it can help them in their business. So if you are such a person, or you are in school and they're teaching you spreadsheet, but you are having problems, don't worry. I'm your tutor for free, okay? Because these videos that you just watched on TV, I'm going to be posting them onto my YouTube channel, okay? Then from my YouTube channel, you'll be able to just learn stuff, okay? It is only certain courses where I'll need to examine people. They won't go on the YouTube channel. They go on some other platform, which is a paid platform, like my cybersecurity awareness course, okay? You can only access it on udemy.com. And if you go to my Instagram page, you will be linked direct, okay, to that course, and you can access it, okay? Because I need to know how someone is progressing in those courses. However, in the spreadsheet course, all you have to do is follow what I'm doing, and you will create the spreadsheet that I have created in the tutorials, okay? Meaning that it's not, I won't really examine you. You understand? Yourself, you will see the outcome and you compare it with what I made, and you'll be able to know that, okay, yes, it is something, okay? Now, I don't know how much time we've got left, so I really want us to look at another video, okay? This other video, I want us to look at, Mr. Director, can we have another video? Can we have video 10? Can we have video 10, Mr. Director? Date. Date. Okay, I want to type the date. Let's say I want to start with the first day of the month. Okay, the first day of the month, I want it to be 01. Okay, the first day of the week, 01. Sorry, the first day of the, the first month of the year, 01/2020. Okay, I have typed in the date. Okay, however, what type of a date is it? In order for me to, format and sort of make known what type of a style for data I'm using, I go to right click Okay, I right click on the cell, then I go to format cells. Okay, just wait a little bit. So this is the date format that I'm using. I'm using a date format where the first part is a month, followed by the day of the month, followed by the year. Now, suppose I want to start with the day. All right, I want to start with the day of the month, followed by year. In that case, I have to look for the format which has the day of the month followed by year, which is this. Okay? Now, suppose I'm not interested in using, numbers slash number slash number. Suppose I want it written in, a word format. I want December to appear as December. I want January to appear as January. All right? What I do is I look for the format that fits what I want. And over here, the format that fits what I want is, for example, I want this, which states whether it was a Friday, it was a Monday, the month, the day, and the year. If this is what I want, I simply select it and I say OK. Now, when I said OK, everything turned into hashes. Why did everything turn into hashes? In LibreOffice Calc, when you see hashes like this, it means that you simply don't have enough space. So what you have to do is to just move your arrow up to the column, hover over the border between A and B, or whatever columns that you have, hover over the border. The moment you see the arrow the cursor turn into arrows, you can just click on it and hold, all right? Then drag to the right. I click, then I drag, okay? I've now created enough space for it. Let's see. Can you see that? Now, it is showing us that the 1st of January 2020 was a Wednesday. It is showing us the date in full and not in shortcut, okay? Now, like I said, on the air, there's very minimum things I can show you. So you really have to go to my YouTube channel and start watching these videos, okay? LibreOffice Calc is not yet uploaded, but it will be uploaded by tomorrow, okay? I can promise you that. By tomorrow it will be uploaded. So there will be tutorials on LibreOffice Calc by tomorrow. And if you are someone who wants to learn how to get up and running with LibreOffice Writer, I've already uploaded 25 minutes of it, okay? 25 minutes out of 1 hour, 30 minutes. So once you're done with that 25 minutes, I'm going to upload another 25 minutes, all right, to get you up and running, okay? For those who want to learn cybersecurity, you have to go to udemy.com, okay? You have to follow my link on my Instagram page, and it will link you to my udemy.com. I have to go now. I'm told that I have to close up. Have a pleasant weekend. Bye.